from our master, I think we've been doing the marriage series for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Today is more like a recap. Questions, answers. Last week we learned that there were unanswered questions or things that needed clarification. So this morning it's more like a general class. The teachers are here. All of us will probably, as you have questions, as you have things that we need to rub minds together with, the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. So at this point, are there questions that we have before we do a general review of what we've done in the last 2 weeks, or the gray areas that we feel we needed more clarification? If you want to write it in a paper, if you want to stand up to ask a question, please feel free to do so. 3-4 weeks ago, we did Precious Relationship Part 1. I think that was directed mainly towards the singles, about how steps they need to take to be sure that they're not making the wrong choice in life. What were some of the things we learned in that class or in that particular lesson? What advice? I know many of us are married, some are married, but if a younger saint in the Lord walks up to you and asks you for advice or clarification regarding certain things, what would you tell them? So what are the things, advices we can give to our younger saints, believers in the church, or even maybe your niece, your nephew, your cousin? What should you tell them about marriage? Just one thing we can take. Or what would the world normally tell them? If you don't tell them something, Google or the reality TV show will tell them something. Tell them that divorce is not an option. Okay? Yes, sir.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
I have a different question.
Okay, please, go ahead.
Hallelujah. My question is on the issue of consent for the parents.
Yeah.
There are circumstances whereby the parents do not agree with the choice of partner for their children or whatever. But the Bible, from what we learned last week, is telling us that it is important that we seek their consent before we can go ahead with that marriage. So I want you to clarify that. Praise the Lord.
That we seek their consent.
Yes, sir.
In the Bible. That I want to be sure I get the question. That the Bible said that you should get the consent of the
What we
parents.
learned last week is
Okay, what we learned, it's not what is in the Bible in terms of black and white. Okay, I just want to be sure we spell that out. So the question is about consent, parental consent, how our younger ones, is it important to get parental consent before you get married? Can two couples, they see they love themselves, God has spoken, so what's the need of getting, and maybe one of the parents is not in agreement. What should they do? Option 1, go ahead with the marriage. Option 2, wait until they get clarification, maybe until they were able to convince them. Option 3 is to scatter and take it that it's not the will of God, since one parent doesn't agree. What option would you choose? Option 2 was what? Wait to do what? To get the green light from them. And one of Daddy Gio's sons in the Lord, Papa Edipo, he said when he was going to get married, he had a similar issue to what you mentioned. The wife's parents were asking for certain things, because the gospel, the light of the gospel has not shown to every part of the world. Some people still believe in go and bring crocodile tongue, go and bring an elephant urine from Angola, go and bring the eye of a lion that is growing in Australia, and they will do a spiritual preparation and fortification. That's what some of them, and that's not what the Mummified's parents were asking them. He said they drew up a list, and it probably wasn't their parents. Sometimes uncles, aunties, and people will just come to see it as a period that, no, they will get their own before this girl goes. So what did he do? He said, he just gave, of course they were praying. That's one thing he should advise any of our younger ones, that get the pastors involved. Let them know that this is what the father-in-law, the mother-in-law, the parents are to be in-law are asking for. They will start praying with you and the underground, because option A was like, go ahead, we won't advise you to do that. What's the danger in doing that? He said, honor your what? Ephesians chapter 6, that in everything you should honor your parents, so that it will be what? It will be what? You don't want the situation to not be well with you. They might be babalawos, they might be voodoo people, but God says honor them. If you jump ahead, it's not advisable. So there's a danger in that. And option 3 was what? That scatter. Just see that, okay, God says we believe it's our choice, but our parents don't agree, so let's go and find our own way. What's the danger in doing that? You remember the younger prophet, and maybe that's the closest I can think, and the senior prophets in the Bible where God told the younger prophet to go somewhere, and the senior prophet came back and said that, look, God told me as well that this is the route, you should wait and eat, and he ended up in destruction. So, because if God has spoken, God is not an author of confusion. He will find a way that, if he doesn't have problems speaking through an ass, the fact that the parents-in-law to be are not Christians, God created them. Machine didn't create them. If he can handle Pharaoh, and I'm not sure their heart is as strong as Pharaoh. Even Nebuchadnezzar, the kings that don't know him, say the heart of the king is in his hand. So these are the prayers that the pastors should be praying behind the scene. That Lord touch the parents. So long story short, after, I don't know, the parents of Papa Oyedepo's wife now, ask God to take your wife in marriage, and say God just gave him wisdom. He now said that, look, what you are asking for, if I present it to you, we will be a burden, a liability, and a cost to you in your future year. Which father and mother will hear that? Say, if you will be a burden and a stopping point, and no, okay, don't worry about the list, come and carry your wife. So there are things, I'm not saying that is cut and paste, you apply in all situations, but seek the Lord. God could use the parents to stop the marriage if it is not him. So it could be God. They might not be saved, but God is trying to stop that couple from getting together. What is the thing that we say you do? Pray. Let there be clarification. I don't know if that helps or if there's any addition to that. Any other question regarding the... Yes, ma'am. Hallelujah.
In a situation whereby one hears God clearly that a man is your husband or a woman is your wife, and you look, how do I put it now? Churches organize standard counseling for couples, intending couples, and along the line they do carry out what we call like where I got married, they will do genotype tests, pregnancy, all of them, they carry it out. Now the genotype, there's a controversy there. When you are now sure, and the church is saying because the man is AS and the lady is AS, we can't join them. What happens? And two of you are sure. The church, like CGM, where they will not wed you, they will never. So I don't know. I just want to throw it open. I went to a picture.
That's a good question that she asked about what happens. It's not in the Bible that AS is not even in the Bible that AS and AS should not get married. Let's start that first. And what happens? Even Redeem, it's one of the doctrines that they will not get. They won't marry two people that have the same. If they have AS and AS together. And part of the reasons of our Father, it doesn't mean that what they are doing is wrong. But certain things that we have as doctrine, God may have led them to have that because of what they have seen before this period. And it could be God. You see, God can use anything to stop any of the children from getting married. He can use anything. He can use, what I mean anything is that he can use situations, circumstances, rules, and whatever in that is within because he's sovereign. So what should we do in such a situation? If you belong to a church family, a member of a church, and they say AS and AS cannot get married. A particular example I can give is Pastor John that was here a month ago or 2 months ago. Do you remember his testimony? He and his wife were AS. He even thought that he was, I can't really remember, he thought he was SS, but after of course he's probably a father's brother in the Lord, and they were going to get married. They went for their blood sample and it was AS, or for one thing they said no, they can't go ahead with this marriage. Of course, whether it was through prayers and one way or the other, he now went for his own test. I think it's SS. His SS, the wife is AS, and he knew that there is no way around this thing. But one way or the other, when they went for test, he was praying as well. He told his pastors. And they went for test, and SS turned to what? Is it impossible for God to turn SS to A? And the reason why they do it, I don't know. Whether it will push their faith that before you get married, solve this thing. That faith that you believe will work for you after you get married, let it work now. They are not using it as a medium of maybe a wickedness not to get them married, but they are just using that as a platform that they don't want maybe of what medically they say that children are now coming, they become a burden, they become problem and what have you. So that's the way I would choose to answer that meet with the pastor, they will counsel, they will not just walk you away like that. They will tell you the reason that look, we are not saying two of you cannot get married, but God can change the situation of one of you or both of you. Why don't we do the work now? Why don't we labor now to see that change being done? And God is, I'm sure you've all experienced experiences of AS. I don't even know why outside of Africa there's no SS. I don't know whether that's just so, but that's a different kettle of fish. You don't hear that in maybe in the Western world that somebody has SS. Any other question or clarification? In Caucasian, they have SS. SS equals in the Western world. I don't know. I'm not talking of AS. I don't know. I'm not. They have sickle cell. Oh, okay. Yeah. They have it. Okay. There is no medical solution, but there is a spiritual solution to it. There is medical science and there is what? Spiritual science. Don't let science fool you. Science is just to prove what you know. It's in the Bible, the falsehood of science. It doesn't mean that all science is wrong, but there is, he said, if we receive the weakness, let's go to 1 John chapter 4, because that could help somebody in the future as well that might come to you for counseling. 1 John chapter 5, let me see one verse. Where it says, if we receive the weakness of men, the weakness of God, verse 9. 1 John chapter 5, verse 9. 1 John chapter 5, verse 9. You need to realize that whatever is from above is always above. He said, if we receive the weakness of men, the weakness of men could be a medical report, it could be a bad report. What is the next sentence? The weakness of God is what? What is your own Bible saying? The weakness of God is what? Is greater. And for this weakness of God, which he has testified of his Son. So there is no problem that is without solution with God. So if some couples walk up to you, couples to be, and that's what they are going through, by faith and in prayers, God can change the situation. Amen? I don't know if we provided clarity with that. I won't say go against the doctrine of the church to, I won't advise that. I didn't say that, that's what God said, but I won't advise that. I believe that God can change the solution. It changed it.
I just want to get clarity on this very particular issue. But the church has no right to tell me not to marry that person, whether AS or AS. I'm in love with this lady.
They are not saying that you cannot get married. Sorry. They are not saying you cannot get married. But they just said on this umbrella, on this territory here, you can, in the case of Pastor John, he said they were ready. Sorry, he said in the case of Pastor John, he's one of our regional evangelists in Redeem. He said he was ready in his heart that if Redeem doesn't get them married, they will go to another, because maybe he had a conviction in his spirit in his mind that this is the person God has given to me. So it's not compulsory. Oh, every marriage in the world does not have to be in RCCG. The way he felt like I can go elsewhere and get married that is there. Probably God saw the sovereignty that I need him for a mighty work here. Whatever it will take, this situation must change. I don't know if you get the logic I'm saying. They are not saying you can't get married, and indirectly I know what you have in your heart. You are trying to tell us that it is not God's will that we get married. But meanwhile, we have heard that it is God's will. Is that?
So, because mine is that I believe in God, I believe in miracles. You have done the right thing to have told me the advantages and disadvantages, what is going on. My mind has been prepared. And that is my choice. Yeah. That is my choice. And on the long run, God, all my children change it. Why not?
Amen. That people's faith can carry it. And I would advise against doing that. You believe, you have it in a strong conviction in your heart that this is the choice. The key thing I might say is that pray and ask God for direction and prayer. If you feel that conviction in your heart, bless God. You are not going to, the GO will not answer for you on the last day. And as God did to Adam Adam blamed God for bringing a wife to him, and indirectly. So everyone is going to answer for themselves, and that's why God hates to choke or force anybody on anybody. Because if the person doesn't make heaven or anything, he will say it is the one that is because you said that our Sunday school teacher said he has seen a vision that this person is my wife. That it was that same wife that now took me to hellfire. You are answerable and accountable for yourself. So please, he said, as many that are led by the Spirit of God, they are what? The sons of God. Romans chapter 8. So everyone's leading in this new dispensation is individual. I'm not saying you take that decision on your own. There is structure that God has put in place for the church to help and to guide us. Praise the Lord. Do we get that clear as well? And let's also be careful about what we call God's choice. Where was that Ezekiel we saw in the class? Yeah, oh, you have the question. Okay, did you? Okay, yeah.
My question is, it's not because of us now, because of our children.
Yeah.
Do we know at what point did they go for the test?
During the counseling, they will ask
I mean,
them.
to me, it's too late. I mean, if it's something they have to...
Okay, you want, if your son should meet a girl, you just ask the girl before, what's your name? You say, what's your blood genotype? So let's not waste time. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Please, let me give up. It's really counseling when they feel that they are getting not close. Praise the Lord. It's not as if it's going to be 2 weeks before the wedding. I'm sure at the early stage of it, when both of them indicate the intention, they probably might spell some things. Have you got parental consent? Have you done your blood genotype or things so that they don't get you on and 2 weeks now somebody is bringing a medical report. Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, 3 months before the wedding. Okay, 3 months seems to. I know you might think that they've been courting for 5 years, 6 years under the bridge, and now they are now coming to get parental consent, and 3 months you are saying that they should. What was the question? Okay.
I don't know, like for America,
Yeah.
when I have my child, they did the genotype immediately.
Okay.
So I think that should be applicable to everyone. I know my son's genotype.
But you might not know the person she
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If my son is AS,
Yeah.
when he's growing up, I'm giving him sex education.
Okay.
I'm telling him, hey, Muyi, you are AS.
Yeah.
That means you can't marry a girl that have AS.
Okay.
As he's growing up, talking with a girl.
Yes, it's asking.
No, yes.
Okay, the gospel according to Sister Doris. It's not wrong. It's educating the son so that they won't start the journey. But I don't know how many of our females and girls that probably have that in-depth knowledge as to their blood type. Some might know, some might not know. So I'm not saying that it's wrong or it is right, but whatever you feel according the Holy Spirit leads you. Did you get a point? A point is like, I'm training up my children that as they are growing up, this is the blood group you belong to. You can't get married to somebody in this other blood group. Praise the Lord. That's what she's telling us. So that as they are meeting people they need to get married, after asking their name, maybe before they ask for which part of Africa or Australia or US they are from, they need to start asking, what's your blood group? So that's maybe a confusion she has in her heart. Any other question or clarification on that? Yeah. Yeah, any other question?
Is it right for a pastor to matchmake?
This question is it right for a pastor to matchmake? What is matchmake? Matchmake, for those who don't get the understanding, is that an elderly person or an uncle or a sister, they see a fervent brother, another sister as well, a fervent, and they just take 2 and 2 and say to give to 4. I will advise you that, well, not you, but anyone in that situation, and there's been change over that. 10, 20 years ago, it was probably prevalent. You might find that very common, that a pastor in a particular church might just say, okay, this sister, this brother, let them come together. But they found out that some of those matchmaking ended up a disaster. And I'll tell you that it's very seldom you find pastors or men of God trying to matchmake. Many times what they might say is that, have you seen that sister? What do you think about her? Well, it's up to you to, they will just give you a small light But they will not tell you. I don't believe any pastor. I don't think we do it in Redeem. I'm not speaking for. I don't think any Redeem pastor, genuine Redeem pastor, will tell you that thus saith the Lord. This is the person you must marry. If you don't marry this person, you are not doing the will of God. I don't think we would have such a situation. I'm not saying that such cannot happen, but I'm saying that it is not scriptural from my own understanding that you can't force a person. Even when they brought Rebecca to Isaac, they didn't force it on her. Isaac was meditating, and when he saw her, he himself knew in his heart. So they can pray behind the scene. Is it possible that the lady or the man doesn't like the person they are proposing? And actually the person they are proposing is God's will for them. It's possible. But they start praying. And actually I can share the testimony. Pastor Olosho, some of you that might know him. And they shared it as well, sisters here. The lady didn't want it. But the man felt this is the person. According to him, he just went on marathon fast for like, I don't know, X number of days. God changed it. The woman was looking for the man. In terms of, so there's nothing, so it doesn't mean that if the man says, I don't like this person, it doesn't mean it's not the will of God. It might be a satanic hindrance or blockage that the enemy is using to close his eye. The key thing is prayer. That whatever is blinding the, and that's what the pastors will do behind the scene. Even before they call the sister or the brother, they will have prayed that, Lord, this thing we're about to do, if they are not in there, scatter it. If it is their choice, your choice that they will marry, put a likeness in her for him. Put a likeness in him for her. Because they don't want it that after they get married, it's the pastor or they could go to hell. And they will blame the man of God. And who wants that on that day? So that's the reason I don't think pastors do that again. They will try to give you the signs and what have you, but they will not force or choke anyone to get married, because it's your choice. After the wedding, you're going to your house to face whatever you carry. Any other question? Okay, what about, okay, yes. Is it right to choose a tribe?
Yeah, maybe okay. I might tell my son, like a joke, it's just like a joke. I tell my kids, I said, I don't want you to go and marry Fufu. You know, I do tell them like a joke, but is it really right as parents to like a...
Any person that might want to help us, is it right, Trabal, to tell your parents, your children that don't marry from Ijesha or Ijebu or from Fulani or from Igbo?
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
See, when we are praying, I always pray to our husband and wife for sure. She will say, why do you pray? I'm not getting married. I said, well, I'm just going to vision. And I want you to know something. You can't marry black American and you can't marry white. See, everybody have their own. I said, you have to marry from Nigeria. So we have a law of Nigerians here. So, everybody have their own personality. This is my own personality. I said, you can only marry from Nigeria. We have Nigeria all over. And we have them. I want to know the root of where you are marrying from. So, you cannot marry and after 2 years, you say, no, you cannot. I say, I don't want a divorce. So, you have to know now. So, you can, if you want to, I've been praying concerning that. So, it depends on our parents, it depends on your faith, it depends on what you believe in. But as for me, that's what I believe in. My son can only marry from Nigerians. Only.
Okay, that's the gospel according to Sister Ika Pastor. Any other topic? Yeah. Praise the Lord. She wants to I will take you. Let's make it very brief. 30 seconds. We don't have quick one.
When Rebecca was born, when Isaac was going to marry.
Yeah. Okay, your response is that Isaac and Rebecca, and he said they should not marry the Canaanite. He should go to his okay. Another gospel. Okay, your son or your daughter will marry a Fulani. Okay.
Praise the Lord. Supposing God actually placed your son's wife among the whites or the black communities. Supposing that is the will of God that he's going to find a wife who is going to give him peace among these people that you are rejecting. What happens?
Praise the Lord. We could go on and on for lack of our time. Okay, that wants to say something quickly, sir.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I just want to, we just have to be very, very careful. I want to use my family That's my general family, my parents, as an example. I have 9 brothers and sisters, and my elder sister, when she married, my elder sister, the one that seniors me, my father never wanted anybody outside our place. But unfortunately, that marriage did not work. Never. But all of us are married today because that thing opened my parents' eyes. All of us never married from our place. All the 9 children married from everywhere. And today marriage is quick.
Just 2 more. Question. Okay, wait for the question. Let's answer the.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Apparently, you can
Yeah, I will interpret it.
Tí ọmọ àtìkò owó ni ọmọ lè mú ìyàwó wá fún wa nílé tàbí tó lè kọ́kọ́ wá fún wa nílé káwé kì í ṣe pé kí ó kàn di kókó bí oṣù mẹ́fà lọ́sẹ̀ wá sọ torí ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa ní Nàìjíríà àbí ní Yorùbá a gbọ́dọ̀ wá ju ibi tọ́mọ yẹn ti wá àtìkò wa gbó ní báyà tọ́mọ wá ti kọ́dún méjìdínlógún tàbí kọ́dún láti máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀fẹ́ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí n rí o torí ó lè àfẹ́ ó lè ó jẹ́ lẹ́tà wà ó ṣẹ̀ wà mú Muslim wà ó kọ́kọ́ wá.
Amen. Our mommy's contribution is that early enough we should do what? We should make sure that we create an environment where our children can tell us who they want to get. It's not at the late hour that they will bring somebody and that's when you're, because in the culture she's from, Yoruba, they do family history, a family credit check, so to say. They go to the background to check whether somebody in their family has married the king's concubines and the cause was spelled there. They do investigation. Let me answer, let me provide my own, okay, is it a quick one? Okay.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
I just want us not to be looking at our composition in the church now. We don't have kids that is grown up. I strongly support what Sister Nika and Sister Doris said. As we are raising on our kids, whatever you want, start telling them now. Don't joke with it.
Amen.
If you want them to marry Hausa, let them know.
Amen.
If you don't want, let them know their genital, let them know their value. You cannot marry unbeliever.
Okay.
Don't skip, pick up. For example, when I was
Time is
when I was growing up, there are some things.
Okay, we have questions.
Unbelievable.
Okay, gospel of according to Brazil, and we've had a lot of. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, quick one. Yes.
My question doesn't concern this. It concerns the wife of Nabal. Because many times when we read about that story, I never saw it like I'm seeing it now. Nabal, yes, he was a bad man because he did not appreciate David and he was foolish. But the role that Abigail played, is it right?
The role, when you mean the role that Abigail
for example,
played,
after Nabal drove out the servants of David,
yeah,
Abigail went
to
from his back
to appeal to beg.
But when she went to beg, if you read it very well, she didn't beg and say, "Forgive my husband." She's saying he's a foolish man, and that is how he is. You didn't meet me, but when you
see, that's another theological area we go to, because David could do something that will affect her indirectly. No, we will put. You see, we are bringing our own interpretation to that story. But let's finish this area. Let's finish this area, please, man. Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
For my own opinion, I don't think it's right for somebody to tell his or her children that marry a European or you cannot marry an outsider, because you don't know where the destiny of that baby, the girl or the boy is. Some people marry Yoruba, the marriage doesn't last. Some people marry Igbo, the marriage doesn't last. But some people may marry an European,
please, the last one.
will be enjoying them.
Amen. Okay, mommy said don't impose it on your children that this is a no-go area tribe. Yes, ma'am. Quick one.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Yes. The whole thing is that
amen.
Praise the Lord. We have to realize that we have all been called out from unbelief into
that's what I was going to say.
So if we are all in the Lord, inside Jesus, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, English,
there is no Jew, there is no Gentile. There is no male, there is no female. Hold on, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Let's listen. You see, you have a right to do what you want to do. And you also have the right to face the consequence of your action. Nobody will impose it on you. The scriptures have told us that there is no Jew, there is no Gentile. There is no male, there is no female. The Yoruba man died at baptism. The new person is in Christ. You can't say, I'm saying this from my own interpretation that look, ahead of time, yes, you might not like certain things about certain tribes, but there are some African Americans who have more fervency for the Lord than you, than your family. So God could see, what I'm saying is like, there is a sovereign act of God. If God has ordained that this person here will be a light in this environment, what I'm saying is that, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Do you own that child or God owns that child? Do you know what's best for that child or God knows the best? Do you know the danger ahead or God knows the danger? Is it everybody that is from outside that is bad or everyone from Yoruba that is bad? So please, if you don't want your child to marry from Ijesha or Ijebu or Hausa or Igbo, why don't you go to God in prayer that don't give my child a likeness for somebody that is from this tribe? No, are we clear about that? Because if you set external rules, life is very mysterious and you never can tell what God in His sovereignty will have. Time has run. We'll just take his own last week, 20 seconds.
Praise the Lord. I have a good example. My brother's dad. He married from Greece, a British that married. And he's a popular man. He's one of the first managing director of First Bank, Shifa Sabia. The children and their wife, they are poor in Nigeria. Forget about tribe, or forget about the country. You can marry from anywhere. It depends on where your destiny is.
Actually, we are actually from one place. The whole world, the whole creation was from Adam. After that, we all came from Noah. After that, now we are now coming from Christ. Yes, ma'am.
That's a quick question, please.
Yeah.
I know that in Christian we don't support divorce there. If somebody that called himself a pastor or a strong believer now came and get married to Jews, somebody, and at the end of the day, before 1 year, the guy started drinking, beating the wife, what will you do in that case?
What's the question? That if somebody that doesn't believe in divorce gets to someone that is drinking,
there's no divorce as a Christian, but there are two Christian couples and maybe the husband is abusing you physically.
the pastor that before they said meeting and pastoral council, they would advise, they would put the wife away for some time. They would be doing prayers that they would advise that you should go that path. And for different churches in Redeem, it's like they can cause separation while they are doing prayer, and they've seen situation where there's been reconciliation on such instances. But they would advise that the woman should stay in the house for the man to kill her. So if the man is beating, they will put the wife away. Or in America, it's easy. You just call, I don't say go and call, but you can call the government. The man, whatever witch or wizard is pushing for his village, when he sees that police is coming, if he wants to slap, the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. Father, we thank you, we bless your holy name. Give us more understanding about your idea about marriage, and let your name be glorified. In Jesus Christ's name we pray.